Arjuna began explaining to Subhadra the skill he had learned, how to break into the Padmavyuha formation. While listening, Subhadra fell asleep. Even though Subhadra had dozed off, Arjuna kept talking, and the child in her womb, Abhimanyu, continued to listen attentively. After a while, Arjuna finished explaining how to enter the Padmavyuha. Realizing that Subhadra was asleep, he stopped describing how to exit it. Little did he know, this would later alter Abhimanyu's fate. A few days later, Abhimanyu was born. In Indraprastha, everyone celebrated his birth each day as if it were a festival. The news that Abhimanyu was born and that all were rejoicing reached Hastinapura. Shakuni immediately went to the chamber where Duryodhana was staying. Knocking on the door from outside, he said, "Duryodhana, it has been a whole year since you locked yourself in this room. You haven't come out, you haven't spoken to anyone, you haven't even listened to anything anyone has said. But you must listen to me today. You're inside this chamber torturing yourself every day, while the very Pandavas you wish to destroy are celebrating life like a festival each day. You are a fool with not a shred of wisdom. All you ever think about is going to war or poisoning them, and each time you are defeated. This time, listen to me. Without waging war, without spilling even a single drop of blood, I have a plan that will make the Pandavas hand over everything to you themselves. They will abandon their kingdom and wander in the forest, so you never have to see them again. If you trust me, and if you truly want to witness their destruction with your own eyes, then come out." The very next moment, the doors to that chamber swung open. Unbathed for a year, unkempt, and with a long beard and mustache, Duryodhana appeared like an aghori. At once, he had his beard and mustache shaved, took a bath, donned fine silk garments and jewelry, then sat on his throne and said, "Uncle, tell me your plan." Shakuni replied, "Duryodhana, these dice will change all our lives. They were crafted from my father's bones, and his very spirit resides within them. Whatever number I wish for in my mind, that is the only number these dice will show. Invite the Pandavas here for a game of dice. I will offer you their destruction as your prize." Immediately they sent word through Vidura, inviting King Dharmaraja to a dice game. Arjuna, Bhima, Nakula, and Sahadeva pleaded with Dharmaraja not to accept. "Brother, please don't say yes. Don't agree to go." But Yudhishthira reasoned, "Duryodhana isn't calling us for a war. He's calling us for a simple game. Moreover, if we answer too arrogantly, it might create new problems. Let's go, play a friendly game, and return." Convincing his younger brothers, he set out for Hastinapura. Duryodhana had prepared a grand assembly just for this game. Even the Pandavas were astonished when they saw how elaborate it was. Though it was just a game, it was between the Kauravas and the Pandavas, so it was as if a great war were about to unfold. Thousands of onlookers had come to watch. In the center of the court, the Pandavas and the Kauravas sat facing each other. The entire crowd grew ever more anxious, waiting for the moment the game would begin. Duryodhana announced, "Instead of me, my uncle Shakuni will play on my behalf." Dharmaraja did not agree at first. "I came here to play against you. How can I play against him?" he asked. Duryodhana smirked and said, "Shakuni is my very own uncle, my own blood. What's the problem, Dharmaraja? Why are you so suspicious, so afraid of everything? Are you such a coward? Tell me plainly, will you play if my uncle Shakuni rolls the dice, or are you afraid you might definitely lose?" He laughed mockingly. Dharmaraja's pride was hurt. "Not just your uncle. Whoever plays on your behalf, I have no objection. Start the game," Dharmaraja said. "What's your wager?" asked Duryodhana. "My pearl necklace," Dharmaraja replied. All the Kauravas burst into loud laughter. Then Duryodhana said, "What's this? The great emperor Dharmaraja is betting just a pearl necklace in a dice game? I, on the other hand, wager all the pearls in my kingdom." Dharmaraja responded, "Very well, I too wager every pearl in my kingdom." Shakuni cast the dice. Dharmaraja lost. "For the next stake," Duryodhana declared, "I'll wager my entire treasury." Dharmaraja matched that wager and lost again. Friends, can you believe that simply reading an incredible story can change a person's life? If you just read that story aloud to your children, they will learn the very values they need in life. Can you believe that? Whatever problems you may be facing in life or are about to face, there is a solution waiting for you in a single story. Believe it or not, yes, it's possible. With the greatest epic ever told in the history of mankind, it's the Mahabharata. This story is 100 times more spectacular than any blockbuster movie. That's a challenge. The complete Mahabharata, written in Vikramaditya's words, is available in 2 volumes, both in print and as an ebook on Amazon and across 43 online stores. It is published in 54 languages worldwide. You can find the links in the description below this video. Order right away, because this is not just a book, it is the library your life needs. Next, Dharmaraja wagered his horses, chariots, soldiers, elephants, indeed, his entire kingdom. Dharmaraja kept losing every stake. Whatever number Shakuni wished for in his mind, that was exactly what the dice displayed. All the Kauravas clapped loudly, laughing mockingly, pointing at the Pandavas and enjoying a sort of demonic delight. Their laughter echoed throughout the assembly. Dharmaraja couldn't bear his defeat. He said, "I will wager my younger brothers, Nakula and Sahadeva." "Ah, as you wish, O Emperor," replied Duryodhana, prompting Shakuni to cast the dice again. And Dharmaraja lost once more. Then he wagered Bhima, Arjuna, and finally even himself. He lost all these wagers as well. The Pandavas became slaves to the Kauravas. "From this day forward, the Pandavas are my slaves," Duryodhana declared. "And slaves wearing silk robes and jewelry. What's that about? Remove them at once." He had the Pandavas' garments and ornaments taken away. "Dharmaraja," Duryodhana sneered. "Care to play one more round?" "I have nothing left to wager," Dharmaraja replied. "Oh, but you do," Duryodhana said. "You still have something far more precious than everything you've lost so far." "Will you stake it, Dharmaraja?" "What is that?" Dharmaraja asked. "Your dear wife, Draupadi," Duryodhana answered. Arjuna roared, "Brother, just say the word, and not a single Kaurava will leave this hall alive. I will destroy them all." But Dharmaraja remained silent. Duryodhana taunted, "Why the rage, Arjuna? Think like your brother. If you win this stake, I'll return everything you have lost, your property, your entire kingdom." Dharmaraja agreed. Shakuni cast the dice. Everyone in the court fell utterly silent, holding their breath. Not a sound could be heard. The blind king Dhritarashtra asked the minister beside him, "Who won?" After a brief pause, Duryodhana's grin spread across his face. The minister said, "Sire, the Pandavas have lost." The day Duryodhana had dreamed of for so long had finally arrived. Without a moment's hesitation, he ordered a guard, "Go, bring Draupadi, the slave, here before me." A short while later, the guard returned. "My lord," he said, "Draupadi is in a single garment." At that time, Draupadi was in her menstrual period. She told me, "I will not go anywhere. Do you not know that men are forbidden from entering my private quarters at such a time? For this crime, my husbands will give you a death sentence." Duryodhana grew angry. "Didn't you tell her that the Pandavas lost the dice game?" he asked. "I did, my lord," replied the guard. But Draupadi said, "Did he first lose himself and then stake me? Or did he first stake me and then lose himself?" In other words, if Dharmaraja was already lost, then he had no right to wager me afterward. And if he wagered me first, before losing himself, he still had no right to do so without my permission. Whichever way you look at it, wagering me is invalid. That is what Draupadi said, sire. Seething, Duryodhana commanded his brother, "Dushasana, go drag that Panchali woman into this court." Friends, in the next episode, the story rises to an entirely new level. Don't miss it. We'll meet again next Saturday, same time. Meanwhile, order your copy of the Mahabharata that I've written. The links are in the video description below. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, do it right away. Till then, take care. Bye.